Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Boys, you're wearing some new attire. Age, you're wearing a Newcastle jersey. What's going on, mate?
Yeah, I think I'm going for the Knights to make the 8 over Jimmy's Dolphins. He's got the Dolphins hat on today, so...
Hey, Dolphins make the 8.
I reckon the Knights shitting. Kalen Ponga special.
Wait, so let me just get two things straight. So you're a South fan, Age, and you're jumping off South train, wreck.
Well, we might come second last, so
Yep.
I'm going to jump off.
And you're jumping on the Knights.
Jumping
Just
off your
for
own
this
team.
week. Just for this week, and then I'll go back on the Doggies.
And Jim, your team, the Cowboys, are actually a chance to get a home final this week, but you're jumping to Redcliffe just for this week.
Just for this week. They were my bold prediction. The Dolphins make the 8.
So this
give 'em
game,
strength.
this is it.
This is the game
Is
right
there
here.
like a forfeit going to be between you two? You go for the Knights, you go for the Dolphins?
Ooh, do we have anything in mind?
Nothing that comes to mind.
If we think of something, we'll put on the story throughout the week.
Okay, no
Yeah.
worries.
Nothing at the moment.
Well, if you want to deck yourself out with some kit, the Cast League lids are on sale. They're worn by some pretty famous people, if you ask me. Jack Whitehead from the Rabbitohs.
He wore it at, what, a baby shower, was it? Or was it?
Yeah,
something
something
like
like that, yeah.
Carl Stefanovic from the Today Show.
Yeah, Reggie the Rabbit.
Reggie the Rabbit.
We haven't posted that yet.
Oh, I think you're going to get on that. But yeah, there's a few people. You can get it at leaguelids.com. They're $35 Australian. If you buy 2 hats, the shipping is free. So get in while stocks last.
Yes, get around it. Summer's coming, so it's perfect to stay safe in the sun and also have some style.
But Age, you've got a theory for us. I
Yes,
see you
I
put
do
something
have
on
a
the
theory.
script. Ask you about this theory. So go on, Age.
Okay, so you boys have obviously heard of the Bulldogs 10-year theory, right?
Yes.
Now the Cowboys have entered the chat.
Have they?
So in 2004, when the Dogs won the comp, the last game they played against each other in the week 1 of finals, Cowboys won by 8 points, and Matt Singh scored a hat-trick on the right wing.
Yep.
Fast forward 10 years. They played once in that year, 2014, Dogs versus Cows at NRL Round 20. Cowboys won again by 8 points, and the right winger was, in fact, Matthew Wright. He scored 2 tries.
Okay.
Fast forward another 10 years, it's this week's matchup, Dogs versus Cowboys at Accor Stadium. Who wins, and will it be Cows by 8? And does the right winger score 2 or more, which would be Kyle Felt? That's what I posed to you guys.
Right, okay. So the theory's trying to say every 10 years, sort of the right winger scores 2+,
Yep.
and it's up by 8.
Cowboys
And
win
Cows
by
win
8.
by 8.
If Cowboys win by 8, that'll be ridiculous.
So if you were building a multi,
yes.
that's the way you'd sort of
Would
be
you do
looking
like
at it.
Cowboys 1 to 12 Felt to score 2 or more?
That
could
might
be
be
the
the
multi.
play. That might be the play, yep.
To make it even crazier, in that 2014 year, Josh Reynolds was ruled out for that game, 5'8". Burden's ruled out this year. He was the 5'8". So I don't know. There's a lot of things leaning towards this. I know there's not a massive sample size.
Yeah.
It doesn't go back like the Doggies theories for how many ever years it was, 40 plus years. But yeah, that was from Nick from Australia, a mad Cowboys fan. So thank you for that stat. But yeah, if Cowboys win by 8, you heard it here first.
Well, hopefully he's on the money because,
Yeah.
Cows win. We come 5th. And then we'll
Get the home final.
Get the home final and play Dolphins first week.
Yeah, and Felt's on an absolute tear. He scored 13 tries in his last 9 games. So 2 tries is not out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, keep an eye out for that this weekend.
It's been a wild week in rugby league, though.
It has been. Elliot Whitehead over the weekend played his last game in the NRL, but he wasn't without some drama, was it?
No, what did he do? Kick someone in the head or try and kick the
2
ball?
sin bins. Well, the second one was him kicking the ball when it was still in Crichton's hands.
That was bizarre.
It was bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was not thinking straight there.
It was even better on his Instagram. Did you see the video he posted
Yeah,
with
the
the,
video that he
English
posted.
commentary?
And then he deleted it.
And then he put it back up.
And he put it back
Yeah,
up.
it's back up now. And the comments on there are great as well. But it got me thinking, back to the archives, what are some other brain snaps or what's doing moments in the NRL? So the first one that came at me was Vunivalu when he jumped at the line versus the Roosters.
Knees first.
Knees
With the
first,
ball.
With the ball.
He
Don't
thought
know-
it was a hurdle
I
100-meter
don't know
sprint.
what he was doing, but yeah, that was bizarre. Any others come to mind, boys?
Well, as a South supporter, I mean, halftime, Lachlan Lewis does Taekwondo on Cody Walker.
Yeah, what was that
The
about?
Judo
whistle's
flips
blown,
him.
blown and it's just gone for no reason.
Like there was a bit of lip going on and then just tackled him all of a sudden, which is weird.
Yeah, that's probably the last memory of everyone for Lockie Lewis in the NRL.
God bless him. Anyway, Josh Reynolds running towards the sideline when it was half time and then threw it back in.
And it was a forward pass, a penalty to the other team for
Yeah.
deliberate forward.
So that was, yeah, that was,
weird.
that
That
was,
was
a weird
proper
one.
cast.
But
Imagine that
if Titans went and scored that play, could they have or not?
if it was off a penalty tap.
No, but as in like, because Reynolds threw it to him.
Yeah.
If they scored.
Yeah,
like,
it
is
would have
a
been
try?
play on. Yeah, it would have been try.
Play on advantage.
Another weird one was Greg Inglis. We're down by 2 against Dragons. Kicked a field goal to tie the matchup, he thought. But obviously, a field goal's worth 1 back then.
Yeah.
So,
there was no 40-meter 2-point rule.
Yeah, there was no
back then.
2-point field goals back
Did he
then.
slot it?
I think he missed. But
No, he missed it hard.
He missed.
He missed it.
So that's why it was even worse. But I think the weird one, it's not NRL, but it was in the World Club Challenge over when Broncos took on one of the English teams there. Anthony Gelling. Corey Parker's going for the conversion for 2 points. And he's come out of the line to charge it down like they do in rugby union.
no, he did not.
He did. I'm telling you.
it
it's
Did he
out
actually
there.
charge it down?
He
did.
charged it down successfully. And Corey Parker sort of looks at the ref and goes, what was that?
What's going on? Yeah. So,
And why? He just had to re-kick it.
The guy got sent off, Anthony Gelling, and Corey Parker went on to slot it again.
slotted again.
Far
Yeah.
out.
So,
Thought it was rugby union. That's cast.
if there's anyone that we missed, let us know. But yeah, that just got me thinking to some bizarre moments.
Yeah,
in
put him in the comments. Some other brain snaps in the NRL.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, over the weeks, the last 2 weeks, we've been doing our own team of the year. So we know that Dally M's pretty close. It's in a few weeks. We looked at from our point of view, so disregarding all the suspended players due to illegal tackles, head highs, whatever you name it, we've gone through the fullbacks, wings, centers, and 5/8.
Yep.
This week we're going to the next 2 positions. We've got the halfback, the generals of the team, the number 7s, and the props, the hard-working big boppers up front, or the fridges, as we like to call them. So, Jim, do you want to take us away with the halfbacks? You can go through each nominee, how we've been doing each week.
Yep. So the 4 nominees that we've got Jerome Hughes, Benny Hunt, Sammy Walker, and Jerome Luai. Okay. So that's the 4 that we've gone with. So we'll probably start it off with probably the informed player of the comp, Jerome Hughes.
He could be Dally M.
That's what I'm thinking. He could win the Dally M.
And it's crazy because Melbourne have so many stars. Harry Grant, Munster, Katoa, Paps. And he could still win Dally M.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
But to his credit, though, Harry Grant hasn't had his best year. Still been good, but hasn't had his best year. Munster's been out for half the year. And Paps, again, in and out
In
of
and
the
out,
team.
yep.
Hughes has played the whole year, and he's carried them to a minor premiership.
Yeah, well,
so he's got to be there.
Yeah, he starts at 19 games, 6 tries, 23 try assists, 22 line break assists, 15 line breaks, and he averages 115 run meters a game.
22 line breaks is massive for a halfback.
Yeah.
Even the line breaks 15. It's nearly double the
We
next
know he
person.
loves to run the ball.
Yeah, that's his
So
strength.
that's a threat, but then him putting that like a toe through a
that
hole.
combo with Katoa.
Yeah.
It's
that
up
right
there.
edge is unbelievable. Yeah, I think the average running meter sticks out for me the most because we looked at the centers last week and the wingers. Some of them didn't even get 115 running meters.
Yeah.
And that's huge for a halfback.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, Jerome Hughes, I think he's probably going to be up there. Benny Hunt, next one.
Yeah, well,
Dragons?
the most try assists out of the halfback. Is it in the comp or is it just out of the halfbacks?
Oh, that's just him. Like,
Yeah, I think he's definitely near the top for try assists.
Yeah.
28 this year in 21 games. 4 tries for himself, 17 line break assists, 9 line breaks is also good for a halfback, 66 average running meters. So, yeah, the try assist, his combo with Lomax is unbelievable, especially with Sue outside him as well.
Yep.
He makes everyone around him look good. Unfortunately, they didn't make the 8. That would bring his chances down, I believe.
Yeah.
Because if you're the halfback, a lot of responsibility goes back to you.
But do you think it probably says otherwise where like they haven't made the top 8, but he's still done 28 try assists? Like imagine if they were a top 4 team, let's say.
Yeah.
How
Like-
many more he would have.
Yeah, you put him in a top 4 team.
Yeah.
He'll be unbelievable. But as I said, a lot of the responsibility goes back to the halfback. So I can't give him the player of the halfback of the year.
Do you reckon it's a pass mark for the Dragons this year?
Definitely a pass. Yeah,
You reckon they'd be happy
Yeah.
with where they finished?
they won't be happy they missed out on the 8, but they came ninth or 10th.
they were right there.
It was better than where they were last year.
I think it's a pass if you compare it to the previous
last
season.
year,
But
yeah.
yeah, the way they're sort of gone
Like
this
the
year.
last month.
Yeah, it's been a bad end to their
Yeah.
year.
But
Yeah.
if you told me last year they were going to come 9th or 10th, it's definitely a pass.
Yeah.
It's an improvement in the right direction.
It's just been an up and down season for them. You'd look 3 weeks ago, they beat Melbourne in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
I don't know what they're doing. Who's the next nominee?
Next
Jim?
one, Sammy Walker, who unfortunately done his ACL and he's out for, 9 to 10 months, is it usually?
Yeah. That's
He'll
usually
be
the
gone
case.
for at least
so,
half of next year as well.
which
So,
is disappointing because it almost ruins 2 seasons for the Roosters, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. But his stats, 21 games, 7 tries, 21 tries, he's 16 line breaks, he's 3 line breaks. He just does things that no halves do in the game.
I think he has the best short kicking game
Yeah.
in the comp.
Yeah, agreed.
Like his little chip and chase, little grubbers.
Yeah.
They're so deadly, and he has such great vision.
But he's so ad-lib the way he plays.
Yeah.
Like that try against the Dolphins he scored a few weeks ago where he spun out of a tackle and then just decides to chip and chase hammer.
Yeah,
Like,
he plays eyes up footy.
Who does that?
Definition of eyes up footy.
yeah, so he's had a great year, but yeah, unfortunately he's gone down.
The only benefit I see him having an ACL injury, speaking from experience,
Yeah.
I reckon he might put on a bit of size.
Okay.
If it's a bit of fat to start with and then build into muscle,
Yeah.
he might come back a bit bigger, which is the only thing he's lacking.
Even
That's
his goal kicking's improved.
Yeah, because he's got the length now. He
Yeah.
never had the length.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
always falls
So,
short.
but now, yeah, pretty solid kicking as well.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
been one of the best halfbacks in the comp for sure.
And then the last one, Jerome Luai, who's played a bit of
Ooh.
halfback.
No DCE.
DCE notable mention.
He's up there as well, yeah.
He'd be up. Look, you can. It's hard to split some of these, but Luai, 20 games, 3 tries, 12 try assists, 12 line breaks, 6 line breaks, 102 average run meters. I think when Cleary's been out, he's just been the man.
He stepped up.
I think all of these stats would have been a majority when Cleary's out.
and when he's played halfback.
Yeah, when he's carrying that team, which he will next year for Tigers,
Yeah.
he does everything. Line break assists, tries. So, yeah, a lot of those stats did happen when he was halfback.
He's
so,
completely changed my whole opinion of him this year.
Yeah.
Like I always thought he was in the team, he was very good without
Good
being
system
amazing.
player.
But this year, when, like you said, Jim, Cleary was out, he stepped up tremendously. And I think he sort of had to be in the nominations here because last week we left him out of the 5'8s where
Yeah.
he probably could have been in, but we said, you know what, he's played a bit more games in halfback, so we put him in.
Yeah.
I think where Luai sort of is different to these sort of halves, well, he's the 5'8 for starters, but he's got that incredible combination with that left edge there.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are all it's pretty much spread around the park. Whereas Luai just sticks to one side and he's putting up all those stats for half a field.
yeah, like Edwards doesn't even go on the left because like Luai controls that whole left edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely impressive to see he can play halfback. So Tigers fans, good
Get
signs for next
excited.
year. Galvin 5'8". Oh, that is exciting.
It is exciting times. But who do we reckon halfback of the year?
I think you got to say Hughes. If he's going to win the Dally M, surely he's a halfback
I think
of the year.
he's had a great year.
I don't think he'll win the Dally M. I think Tedesco will win the Dally M.
Yeah.
And I'm going with Sam Walker for halfback of the year.
That would be my second option.
Yeah.
I think Hughes has been amazing, but I think what Walker brings to that Roosters team
Yeah.
is a lot more than what Hughes brings to the Storm team.
But
that
if you're
makes sense.
comparing stats, we love our stats, not all about stats, but Hughes, 22 line break assists, Walker, 16 line break assists, Hughes, 15 line breaks to 3 line breaks. Like,
Yeah.
Walker's been great. Maybe a lot's not showing on the stats in terms of like forced dropouts and like
Yeah.
infield kicking. But yeah, I think it's got to be Hughes.
Hughes or Walker, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
And notable mention, yeah, of course, DCE. He's had a great year. We don't have his stats obviously handy, but yeah, he's had a great year for Manly.
Yeah, the thing I love about DC is when his team's down, he'll do something crazy like kick a 40-20.
Yeah.
He'll turn the
Just
momentum.
the little things.
Yeah, classic halfback, one of the best. He's been
Yeah.
doing it for
And
ages.
he's literally getting better with age.
Yeah.
I'll go through the props. So we'll go nominees for the props. We got Adam Fanua-Blake, Tryscorer and Beast, Joseph Tarpany, James Fisher-Harris, and
Yeah.
Mitch Barnett. So we got 2 Waz props in there, which is probably fair enough.
Yeah.
Given how much they've carried their team. But we'll start off with Fanua-Blake because he was the prop of the year last year. 23 games, 8 tries, 84 tackle breaks, 27 tackles per game, 73 post contacts a game, and 175 running meters. I think.
Pretty good for a front rower.
Do you think he's gone better than he has last year?
I think so.
8 tries is pretty cooked for a front rower.
The one that stands out is those post contact meters.
Yeah, 73
73
per game.
average.
Yeah, he's up
per
there.
game.
He's up there with Tarpany and that, but his run meter is 175 a game. Like,
Yeah. And tackle breaks 84.
yeah, that's massive.
Like he's the premier front rower.
Sharks have got a handy signing.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
They lose Royce Hunt, but they get AFB, which is a massive inclusion.
Yeah.
Huge signing there. I think, and one thing we haven't put there is offloads as well. He'd be right up there for
Yeah,
offloads
he'd be up
for the
there for
Warriors.
offloads for
and he can
sure.
play big minutes. Joseph Tarpany hasn't scored a try this year. I mean, it doesn't all matter about try
Done the nudie
scoring.
run.
But I don't know how he hasn't scored one. He's always damaging near the line. But where he probably makes up is the work rate. 32 tackles in the middle and, again, 166 running meters. So,
Yeah, he's so reliable for Raiders. Like
Yep.
week in, week out, he's showing up. He's
Yeah.
leading him. He's keeping in the game.
2 carries a set sometimes.
Sometimes
like he's
2 carries, like 166 average run meters, 68 average post contact. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
average?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's incredible. 32 average tackles. Like He's just all heart, Tarpany.
And there was a bit of drama with obviously him and the Raiders like over the last few years like and stuff. But I think now Ricky's like put him pretty much like he's a premier front row in that team.
You'd say he's even top 3 front row in the comp.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, along with Hassan AFB.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, he
He's in
doesn't
that
get the
conversation.
recognition he deserves. So,
No.
yeah, he's definitely in contention for prop of the year.
Next one on the list is Fisher Harris. I think one thing that he probably lacks is in comparison to these other front rowers is the minutes. We know sometimes he does play a bit more during the bye round, but usually he's probably capped out each week
Yep.
because they got so many forwards in that
And
rotation.
it doesn't help him when they're winning that second half.
Yep.
And then, you know, Ivan's tempted to just leave him off a bit longer.
Yeah.
There's no point
You know?
risking him exactly. But the one thing I think that stands out for James Fisher Harris is he still averages 41 post contact meters and 128 running meters per game. And he's
Yeah.
playing, like if you compare it to Noah Blake, who sometimes plays 70, Fisher Harris might only play 40. So half.
And he's only found a bit of form recently. He's been scoring tries for fun.
Fisher
So,
Harris.
yeah, if he had this form going the whole year, he might be ahead of AFB.
Yeah. No, he's had a great year, Fisher Harris. Agreed.
And the last one is Barnett. I think he's probably the biggest improver on this list. He's been always a good front row, but he's gone to another level this year. And you've seen he's been picked for the State of Origin team. He's played sometimes 80 minutes in the front row for the Warriors, week in, week out. I think he's dropped his minutes now. They've given him a well-earned rest, but he's been... I would say he's been better than AFB this year in their on what he's delivered for their pack, but the stats probably say for Noah Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a great 1-2 punch. Like, they're just going AFB, then Barnett, and then offload, and then back to AFB. Like, and they can all ball play as well. So,
And he's got a bit of versatility, Barnett. He can play back row as well.
yeah, he
Like,
started the year playing a bit of back row.
Like he can slot in there, like during the game. Like
can do
if there's an
half-half.
injury, like he's very versatile. But
yeah.
like you said, he played himself into an Origin jersey, and he's had a great year.
I don't know what happened to me because he used to be like heaps aggro and give away so many penalties. And now he's using that into his advantage where he's
level-headed
He's
now.
not aggro. He's
Nah.
just an intimidator and he's putting shots on. He's running hard and he's not doing any stupid stuff.
Yeah,
100%. And what's interesting, Warriors lose for Noah Blake, who would say top 2 on this list, and then they get Fisher Harris for next year. So
That's not a
Fisher
massive
Harris
loss.
they're not losing
no,
out.
they're not.
Fisher's top 5 prop easy.
And Fisher will be playing a lot more minutes next year for that Warriors.
Oh
pack.
yeah,
I
100%.
think,
They're gonna
I think
need
you'll
him.
have to.
Yeah.
Honourable mentions, we have Ruben Cotter from the Cowboys. Is he locked, Jim? Are we clowning him as a prop?
He
he
plays,
started locked, didn't then he went to prop,
and
didn't
he plays. He's playing prop these days, but I think he's
He's a small prop.
a very small prop. But yeah, Cotter's had a great year as well. But
I'll tell you what though, this time next year when we're doing this, Big Stefano, he might be on this list.
He was good for the
Because-
Tigers this year, but next year's going to be
in
crazy.
the Melbourne
for
system.
Melbourne, yeah.
Imagine close to the line, quick play of the ball. Harry Grant's just going to go, here you go, Steph, one-on-one with
crash
the defender.
play, yeah.
He might be up there with 8 tries.
And he
with
won't have to
AFB.
do as much defence work as he's
No,
at the Tigers.
and they'll
It's
have
just
more
constant
ball,
sets.
so just have heaps more hit-ups.
And the last honourable mention, which I think was probably limited due to his minutes with Trent Robinson Roulette, Terrell May. I think this
He's
guy
had a
has
great year,
potential
mate.
to be one of the best front rollers.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the minutes. He can play 60, he can play 80 if he wants, but
yeah,
If he gets the minutes, his stats will be off the charts.
yeah.
They
We've
just
already
have too many
seen-
props in that team.
But that's our positions. We've got halfbacks and props done. So next week we're looking at probably the back rowers, second row into the lock.
Who's your pick
or
for
hooker.
Who's your pick
Oh,
for
hooker, yeah.
Hooker in second row next
Hooker.
week.
for the
Yeah.
props?
My pick for the front rows, I'm going to go Barnett on this one, just
Yeah.
for how much he improved his game this year. Stats probably safe for Noah Blake if you're reading purely off stats, but I think Barnett's given more to his team.
I think I'm going to go Tarpany.
Yep.
You have a soft spot for Tarpany.
I love
don't
what
you?
he does, Tarpany.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's really good.
I'm going to go AFB. The stats are just, it's too hard to ignore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go AFB. We've all chose someone different.
Yep.
Good.
But you'll see in our team. Are we going to do a team of the year combined or are we going to do
I reckon separate
separate
ones?
team of the
because
year?
we all have
Slider?
different opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Too easy. Okay, round 27, last round of the year, boys.
Huge.
Are we glad it's nearly over and then finals around the corner?
As a Rabbitohs fan, I think so. We're all a bit burnt out. I mean, Age, you're a Knights supporter now.
Yeah, see, I can't. Too many. We lost 6 in a row, South.
Yeah.
I need a win, and I'm not a bandwagoner, but I just want Knights to win.
That
this
sounded
week.
pretty bandwagon.
That
That
did.
is a bandwagon.
Just to be clear, I do
That's a
go for
definition
South.
of bandwagon.
But for this week,
Yeah.
I think Knights will beat the Dolphins, so I'm going to jump on the Knights train.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter what I think, because Gnocchi, we took her to the vet after a 2 out of 8 performance last week.
Yeah.
She wasn't very good. The vet did fix her, gave her a nice injection, cleared out the eyes, you know.
It's ready to go.
She had a nice big sleep, and then we got her up to do the tipping with the balloons.
Yeah.
So here it is. We're going to put on the screen. These are Gnocchi's tips for round 27. So starting off, Broncos versus Storm. She didn't want to run to start with. She
gone
tipped the
slow.
Storm. She tipped him, so maybe not by too much. Then Tigers versus Para, the spoon bowl. She's gone Para to win. So Para fans, exhale. South Chookies. She sprinted at the Roosters ball. She doesn't want to bar a South. Dragons versus Raiders. She stayed right away from Raiders. She must know something we don't. She's gone the Dragons. Then you got Doggies, her team versus Cowboys. No hesitation. Sprinted at the Doggies for a bounce back. She did not want to bar the Titans. She went right up against the wall, straight to the riff. Then you got Manly, Sharks. She had a quick look at Manly, then she tipped the Sharks. That's going to be a cracker. And then to make the 8, she's tipping the Knights. Go the bloody Knights. So good luck for the Gnocchi bounce back. I think this is the week she can bounce back.
Yeah.
2 out of 8.
Tough week to bounce back, though.
I know, it is a tough week. Everyone's playing for everything. Spoon bowls, top 8s,
Yeah.
top 4, home finals.
Positions, yeah.
But that's why we're going to unpack it all right now, guys.
Let's get
do it.
into it. The final round, half these games don't actually matter too much in terms of the grand ladder schemes. So we'll brush over those ones. So Broncos versus Storm. Broncos are out now, I think.
Very disappointing last week when they should have won to remain in the a top 8 chance.
They got smacked.
They scored 6 points.
They got towed up.
Wayne
Let in
Bennett's just a
40.
genius. All those changes he made looked a bit wild on paper, but
It did.
absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, like Avrilo 5'8" was a bit rogue, but he had a
Paid
good combo
off.
with Herbie.
How good was Herbie?
Herbie had his best game of the year.
He must have heard us
enormous.
not pick him as centre of the year and say he's had a quiet year.
I think we
Bang.
might have to change that. But yeah, Storm are going to win. They've won 8 of the last 9 versus Broncos.
Yeah, Storm win well.
Yeah.
And they
gonna
brought
make
back
it.
their whole team as well.
Yeah.
So
and then they lose Pappy, Falongo fullback.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
it's a good replacement. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Storm on this one.
Spoon Bowl, Tigers, Eels. Before we get into it, the last 4 teams coming off a bye have won. So we had the same start last week. Manly, Roosters, Broncos, then Cowboys.
Okay.
Do Tigers win off the bye?
Well, I'm going to tip the Tigers. I really don't want to see them get the spoon. I think Para have been the worst team this year, and I think they deserve the spoon. Like their defensive lapses, I think you touched on it last week, Jim. The worst in the
That
competition.
last 10 minutes against the Dragons,
They conceded them 5
What
tries in the
is
last
That
going
10.
would have
on?
been a good talent to let that many points in 10 minutes.
44-40.
It's like they were trying to see their limits.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking.
But yeah, you're right. The defense is not good. But I do like what I'm seeing for Eels in attack. Brown's playing good. Arcee's improving on the left.
Yeah.
Sevo's scoring tries. I'm going to go Eels. They've also won 9 of the last 11 versus Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eels in a close one.
Yeah.
really hurts
How
me.
good's the Spoon Bowl?
It worked
How
out
did the
perfectly.
NRL decide to put them 2 on the last game of the year? They
It-
must
They
have
It
know.
works
learned.
out
They know.
perfectly.
Volandis
Yeah.
knows.
They- knew.
I'm low-key glad as a fan that it happened to be those two because if it wasn't those two, there's a slight chance the Rabbitohs will get the spoon if they lose to the Roosters. And that takes us on to our next game.
Yes.
The local derby.
Yeah,
Book of
massive
feuds.
rivalry here. Rabbitohs versus Roosters. We've lost 6 in a row, but we lost 3 in a row to the Roosters.
Roosters have lost 3 key players to ACL.
Yeah.
To huge injuries.
Yeah, ACL and then shoulder for
Radley,
Rads.
Walker, and Cheese. That's big outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only for this game, for this year and next year as well. Not ideal. We lose Jack Wyden. It hurts me to say this.
Don't do it.
What are you
Alex.
doing?
I can't tip South the way they're playing.
Are you kidding?
I can't do it.
You're going to tip Roosters against it.
I just don't want Mick to jump me in the tipping. So I'm going to tip Roosters because I
Right.
know Mick's going to go South. Tell us, Mick.
I'm going South. I think Roosters lose too many key players on this one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think this is probably the worst case scenario for Roosters. Not only have you lost all those key players to injuries, but you got to go out and play essentially a nothing game against the Rabbitohs where
Yeah.
Rabbitohs are going to be up for it. Roosters have to be up for it and get their combinations going for finals. I think someone on the Bloke in the Bar podcast, it could have been Guru, said Roosters might not win a game for the rest of the year. There's a good chance they might.
I think Roosters win this week.
I think
But
they
then
have to because they want the home final, don't they?
They're not
Yeah.
getting
They
the
want
home
to. They want to
final.
at least give them a chance if Panthers lose to Titans.
Do you think Panthers will lose
I don't
to
think
Titans?
so, but
you
they
never
want to
know.
give themselves every possible.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go into finals losing 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They just got towed up by the Raiders. Late comeback, nearly drew it, but Raiders were the better team that whole match.
Yeah. So I think, Roosters win.
Yeah, I think Roosters.
Rabbitohs.
Head over heart for this one. I know it kills me to say it.
Shocker, mate.
Dragons versus Raiders.
Dragons.
This is another nothing game. Like they're both relying on the Knights Dolphins games to be a draw to
Yeah,
get any
yeah.
chance to make the 8. So I don't know if they'll mentally be there. Raiders have won the last 3 versus Dragons.
Yeah.
They beat Panthers. They beat Roosters. Why can't they beat the Dragons? I'm going Raiders.
I'm going Dragons, I think. I don't know. Raiders, I didn't want to back them last week, and they proved me wrong again.
Yeah.
But Raiders are such the kind of team that
can't
will
catch 'em, mate.
Beat Panthers, they'll beat Roosters, then you'll get on them, and they'll lose to Dragons. But
Yeah.
no, I'm going Dragons.
I
can't
wouldn't be
tip 'em.
surprised either way here.
Yeah, Dragons for me.
Oh, so I'm the only Raider. Nice. Bulldogs versus Cowboys. We just had the stat early in the podcast.
This is the game of the round.
You know, Cowboys win by 8 the last 2 times they versed in 2014
Yep.
and 2004. They won by 8. I'm going to ignore the stat. I know I said the stat. I'm going doggies with Critter back.
Okay.
Cowboys, the way they played last week against Storm
We need to sort some shit
was
out.
very disappointing.
We need to sort some
Storm
shit out.
reserve grade nearly beat you guys.
Yeah. No, it was
Defense is terrible.
poor. Like,
They
I woke up
they
the next day.
underestimated you guys big time.
Yeah, I woke up the next day and I was like, it felt like we lost. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know. We got to sort some shit out, but I'm hoping Toddy's ripped into him this week. And, yeah, to come 5th would be massive as well.
I don't
So-
think it's like a thing you can fix over a week because you guys have been bad in defense the last few months.
Or the last year or so, I think.
Yeah,
so,
like it's just something with your defensive system. There's a few
It's just not
players that are
working.
very suspect in defense, especially on that right edge.
a few arm grabbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I'm going to write you guys off this year, Jim. I'm sorry.
I want to say this week. We'll see how we go this
Yeah.
week and then I'll reassess.
I don't like Bulldogs without Matt Burton. I think that's massive. For,
Yeah.
for
It's a
them.
big loss. No Sherry as well. But
Yeah, it's 2 big losses
Yeah.
considering how potent that left edge is. So I'm going to go Cowboys in this one, but I don't know what Cowboys are going to turn up.
You don't know which one.
But in saying that,
it's at Acor as
They
well.
seem to
that
lift
hurt.
in these
They're going to
games
get a big
sometimes.
crowd, the doggies. Hopefully this time it helps them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Panthers, Titans. Panthers won 5 in a row versus Titans, which is their longest streak they've had against them. So they won 5, then Titans won. They won another 5, and then now a Titans are going to win. Can Panthers get 6 in a row versus Titans?
Yes.
They can.
Titans are, yeah, I don't know. They've clocked off.
I think they're done. They're off to Bali.
I don't know what's happened, but yeah, they're in the bin, the Titans.
Okay,
So
so Panthers for us. Nick,
Yep.
Panthers.
Titans are absolutely woeful. They missed 47 tackles last week against the Knights, and I just can't see them turning it around in the last
Against
week
Penrith as
against
well.
Penrith.
yeah.
They're another team who have defensive issues.
Yeah.
And it's not just this year. It's going back a few years.
And
so.
it's actually sad because this year I actually looked at their team and I said, this is a team that can actually make the top 8, like the bottom
Yeah.
part of it.
And there was a
With
period
Haslam.
when
There was a period they were on.
who'd they beat? That they
Broncos.
But that was when I'm like, they keep winning.
Yeah.
They could make the 8, and then
They lost the
very
next week to
inconsistent.
Dragons, was it? And everyone was like,
Manly
you are
is like,
kidding
yeah,
me.
yeah.
very inconsistent.
Yeah, Panthers for me.
Okay. Have we done the Manly Sharks game?
No, that's
No.
what we're up to
Yeah,
now.
we're up to Manly Sharks. Sharks have won 3 of the last 4 versus Manly. No turbo. I'm going to go Sharks
This
to
be a good
bounce
game
back.
of footy. This be a good game
Yeah, it
of
would
footy.
be pretty good.
But I'm going to go the Sharkies.
I'm going to go Manly on this one just for the fact that you guys are going Sharks.
And you have to catch us.
I got to
don't you?
catch us.
Especially me, Mick. I just jumped
Well,
you.
considering you guys are leaving the favourite all open, including Gnocchi,
Yeah.
So-
So, yeah.
I got to go it.
Knights, Dolphins. Got the Knights
This
jersey
is
on.
it, baby.
They won the last 2 games versus Dolphins by 4 or less. So I'm anticipating a very close game. It's to make the 8. It's going to be a finals type match. Knights in a close one.
Dolphins win and win well.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, well.
another like 46 smashing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently Wayne Bennett teams have never missed out on finals in consecutive years. So if you're going off that thing, Dolphins missed out last year. Wayne's at the helm still. I think, the Dolphins.
One
will
last
win this
hurrah
one.
for Wayne.
Yeah, I think so. I think he deserves it as well. Get a franchise team in the top 8, considering their
Yeah.
roster, would be a massive.
Yeah, I hope they
achievement.
don't make it because then he'll be more eager to get South in the top 8 next year.
Oh, well then, yeah. Yeah, well, or the fact that maybe you get a coach that hasn't made finals 2 years
Yeah,
in a
I
row.
know,
No, I don't want
true.
that. I want a coach that has made finals, and Wayne will. Wayne's
Yeah.
a genius.
Yeah.
And that's
All
it
right.
for this week.
That's it for this week. Good luck in the final round. Tryscorer Tryfecta, boys.
Horrible week last week.
Yeah, it wasn't good. What do we do? Second rowers?
Yeah.
It is tougher, to be fair. You went Crichton. I went Nicola. Jimmy went Dylan Lucas. None of them scored. We're on to 5/8 this week.
5/8.
Who are
Yep.
we going and why?
I'm going to go Jake Averillo. Slotted nicely into 5/8 last week.
Yep.
I think he'll be up for another big game this week.
I'm going Dearden from the Cowboys. Burton's out, so the other 5'8" will step up, which is did and runs straight through the Dogs.
Fear the
defense.
deer, mate.
I'm going Dylan Brown, the spoon bowl. I think he's going to get a lot of footy.
Yeah.
And he's so deadly. He's not going to want to lose this game. So, yeah, it will go through him.
Fridge.
Fill up the fridge. Last week, Mick, you did RCG. I did DSAF. Jimmy did Rudolph.
Number 8 only.
Duck eggs, mate.
Yeah.
None of us
No
got
good.
it. Mm-hmm. Number 10's this week.
Okay.
I found a cheat code. I've gone Sean Lane. He's in the number 10. If
That
he gets
is a
shifted
cheat
to the
code.
back rope, I don't care.
I reckon he might go
He's a
mid-game,
fridge.
which is a bit of a cheat
He
code.
probably more.
You
Kelman's
s-
not. Kelman won't play 80.
You
will
said
he?
on this thing number 10 fridges, and I'm going with
That
that.
is a good cheat code. You've done your research, Mick. So
I'm
we'll
going to
pay it.
go Joey Tarpany to get off the nudie run.
Has he not scored this year? Or
Well, no, we went through the stats.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hasn't.
Fuck, he's done a few try assists, though.
He has.
So it's looked like he's been all right, but
But I reckon he'll get one against the Dragons.
I'm going Fish. He's in form. He's informed fit. Not the informed fish. The informed fridge.
Yeah.
Fish the fridge. 3 weeks in a row. I think he can crash over against the Titans. They leak. So, yeah, Fish the score.
Is he going for 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah. And
Okay.
one got disallowed as well. So he nearly scored 3 in the
double.
last 2 weeks. So
All right.
he's in some form. Listeners, Jim.
Listener questions. First one at Tyler Torino. Was it worth the injuries for players in the top 4? For example, the Roosters.
No, it wasn't worth it at all. You can see.
I thought Roosters were going to rest
Well, remember we spoke about it. They were going to rest, but
because
then
the Sharks got rolled.
they were going for their top 2 spot, which is fair enough. So,
it is fair.
yeah,
It just sucks. It's
just unlucky. You can't
It
do
is.
anything.
It is unlucky.
Yeah, you can't anticipate an ACL injury. Like they
Let
were going
alone
for top.
3 big injuries
Yeah.
in one game.
They were going for a top 2 spot. Like it's not like there was nothing to play for.
Yeah.
But yeah, in hindsight, they would have loved to rest. They didn't get the 2 points anyway. But yeah, disaster
What
for
do you
the
do?
Chooks. Absolute disaster.
yeah, like ACLs can happen at any point of the year. Look at Titans. They lost Tino at the start of the year.
Yeah.
You know, now they're getting back for the start of next year. So, yeah, it's just
Even
all
like Melbourne with Pappy, like
yeah.
him going down. Like,
Yeah. Sam Walker also had a partial tear in his ACL, which he was carrying. So I think there was a stat like 40% of athletes do continue to fully rupture it. So
Right.
maybe it was a matter of when, but yeah, it's never good to have an ACL tear.
No, it's not good. Next one at Dillbag16. How do you see the Cowboys going into the finals, and do you think they'll make the prelims or even better?
Mate, I am very anti-Cowboy because I think their defense is just it's not good enough to win finals games.
Yeah, we need to fix our defense first and
Like
foremost.
you can attack. You have great attacking players.
Score points,
But
no worries.
if you're conceding like 20, 30 points a game,
Yeah.
come finals, it's going to bite you in the ass. So I think
That's
they
what I'm
won't go
hoping.
very
If we
far.
come 5th, let's say we play Dolphins or Knights, get away with it.
Home final, yeah.
Yeah, home
And
final.
then you need to fluke that next game.
and then either versus Chooks or Sharkies.
yeah.
You'd love to play whoever finishes in fourth, coming off a loss in Melbourne. Like that's head
Yeah.
noise city.
So maybe the
Yeah,
Sharks.
Sharkies maybe. But yeah,
Sharks could go straight sets again.
I feel like
I'll
you
be-
guys could beat the Sharks.
we could.
But yeah,
Yeah.
sort your defense out first and then
Yeah.
you be a chance.
Next one at Sanctuary Landscapes. Thoughts on the Tigers signing Royce Hunt?
I think he's a good signing. I would
signing.
love him to come to South. Strong, big body. Doesn't have too many minutes in him, but
No.
great impact off the bench.
Yeah, he's got good impact.
Yeah.
They're building a bit of a roster there at the Tigers. I mean, they've
Yeah.
got Luai, that's a great sign. You throw in a front rower like Royce Hunt.
They lost
Taruva.
Steph as well.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good replacement.
Appy's still there. They got Taruva. Galvin's gone good.
yeah,
Yeah,
good signs.
solid.
Next one at Grouso. Would you rather play Melbourne in Melbourne or Penrith in Penrith, week 1 of finals?
They're both absolutely so hard
Neither.
to pick.
Neither.
Neither's the correct answer, but if you had to pick one,
I reckon
the
I'd
way
play-
it's going, I want to play Panthers with injured Cleary with
But
his
he'll
shoulder
be back
strapped
week
up.
1.
He's not right. His shoulder will be strapped up.
Yeah.
He'll have injections. Well, they beat South. They lost 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
They're not in red hot form. Melbourne,
Melbourne are
minor
on.
Prems, Melbourne, Amy Park.
Yeah.
Give
Melbourne are on.
give me Penrith and Penrith.
As a South fan, I just get bad memories of Melbourne. They haven't won there in the history of the whole time. So
Yeah.
I don't want to play Melbourne, especially in a finals of week 1. That's
Yeah.
when Melbourne just don't fuck up.
Nah, not at Amy. What about you, Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to go Penrith in Penrith.
Okay, so we're all picking Penrith.
Yep. Next one at Ethan_Blade02. Who will be the Cowboys goal kicker in 2025?
I think
Well,
this
it's
is
gonna
one for
be-
you, Jim.
It's going to be the 2025 Dally M winner,
Oh no.
No, don't say it.
Jake Clifford.
Oh, the Cliff Dog.
Cliff Dog. I think he'll go.
You said he was going to be Dally M this year. If there was a Dally M
Wait.
in Q Cup, he would have won it.
I think it probably would be. Q Cup Player of the Year. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, if he doesn't get that, he's not getting Dally M next year.
Is there anyone else in your team that could potentially
Trinky can kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he
actually.
can
Trinky can kick, but I
Labor,
think
if he comes back, or is he not a kicker?
no, I don't know if he's a kicker, but I think it'll be. I think Cliff
If
will.
Drinky kicks, he might be like a super coach #1 draft pick.
He might be.
Jesus.
A left boot. Next one at the Wild Doggies fan. Can the Bulldogs win the comp from 5th place or from 6th place?
Mate,
They
if you're in the
lose.
top 8, you can. I know history says you have to be in the top 4, but it's definitely
But
possible.
can the Dogs do it?
The Dogs can do it, yeah.
They
'Cause
need
they
luck.
have great defense. I know last week was
Last
an
week was-
outlier. They didn't have Critter,
Yeah, but is Critter going to save you 40 points?
not 40, but like he's a leader. You know, he would have saved a bit of that damage, but not 40.
I think Dogs actually have a better chance if they finish 5th as opposed to finishing 4th. Like we said, imagine coming 4th Dogs against Storm. Like respectively, they're not going to beat the Storm in Melbourne,
Yeah.
and they're going to have to
The
get
only
all busted
good
up.
thing there is if you do lose, you get the
Yeah.
home final the next week.
Wait, can they?
You
But if
know?
they finish 5th, they get home final the first week.
But they're not the second.
But then if they
know?
lose, they'll play the losers 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, the only good thing about that is you're coming off a good win, confidence is high.
And another team's lost.
Yeah, so that's the benefit there.
Especially if Roosters finish 3rd and they're not going into finals, right? That's
Yeah.
their chance so they can
with a
knock
few
them off.
injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's definitely possible. Believe in the theory, guys.
The theory's on. Last one for this week at Ayan Shukla. Wisher 2024 or Hines 2021?
Fuck, wish he's been good.
Nah, it's got to go Wisher.
Was Hines 2021 Sharks or Storm?
Storm, I believe,
Storm.
wasn't it?
Storm off the bench.
I think we're forgetting how good Hines was for that year.
Or was he
for Storm.
2019?
No, because 2020 off the bench was Storm won 2020, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2021 he must have been at Sharks.
No,
Correct.
because he's been at Sharks for 2 years, right? 2022 and 23. And now this year. Jesus Christ.
Or has he been there 2021?
I don't think he was there
No.
21.
He was at Storm, right?
Yeah, it was at
2021.
Hines. Hines was at Storm 2021.
I'm going Hines because I remember how gunny he was off the bench. But Wishy's been unbelievable in all positions.
I think I'm going to go Wishy.
You love Wishy.
No, I think you're forgetting how good Hines was in 2021.
Yeah.
I can't remember how good he was.
We didn't even remember what team he was at, to be honest.
But
I'll just double check it.
Just double check it
get
for
up.
us,
yeah,
but-
Wishy's been unbelievable. Like,
Oh, mate.
throw him at hooker, he looks like
So
Harry
good.
Grant. Throw him at 5'8", he looks like Munster. Put him on the wing, he'll do a job.
like, is it going to be the same scenario like Hines? Like, does he want to be a 14?
I don't think he wants to be a 14.
Or does he want to go?
And if he tests the market, his value's looking hot right now.
Hey,
What do you reckon? Like 600-700K?
but yeah, but like just for any team that needs a half,
Yeah.
stack
Oh,
him
Or a
up.
hooker. Like,
So Hines in 2021 was that year at the Storm when he went to fullback as a replacement for Paps, pretty much played the whole year.
and did everything, eh?
Yeah, and he scored 7 tries in 24 games.
Does it say
And it was
assists
goal
there or not?
kicking, no assists. But he was pretty. They only
I
lost.
think it's
he only lost
closer.
3 games that year in 2021.
It's closer than we think, but I think Hines. But
Yeah, I don't
Wishy's a
know.
gun.
I love
Wishy's been
Wishy,
very
so.
All right. Was that it? Is that it for
That's
the
all.
questions?
Listener questions.
That's it,
Oh,
mate.
How good.
Anything else that you want to talk about?
I think that will do us. Is there anything that we forgot?
No, that's pretty much
I don't
it.
think so.
Just the final regular season round. Do
Yep.
you reckon the season's gone fast or slow?
It's dragged a bit.
Yeah, 27 rounds is a long time.
Long
eh?
time, yeah.
They definitely don't need it. I think I like the plan that they're going to eventually bring in, which is 20 teams. Each team plays each other once in a year, alternating
weeks,
home and
yeah.
away. So I like that.
Yeah, I
much
think
better.
that eventually when we get to 20 teams, that's the go. But yes, 27 rounds is a long time.
Yeah.
Especially like we saw with the Roosters, they're playing a round 26 game against the Raiders for literally no reason, and then lose 3 of their key players.
Yeah.
That whole year they built is done in the blink of an eye,
Yeah.
and they can't
Yeah.
do finals now.
Yeah, which might have been like alleviated if the year was shorter. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Less,
And again,
less
like
meters in the legs.
that might be a testament to the injuries as well.
Yep.
Like the workload
Yep.
for how long
Yeah.
the season is.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Which is great that Storm got to rest their whole team. So
Yeah.
they'll be like fresh coming into finals. So would you say Storm or Panthers are your favourite to win the comp?
Storm.
Yeah, I think Storm but like Penrith, their finals.
Oh, yeah, I think
I think Roosters were up
Unbelievable.
there, but now
Now it's a 2-horse race, isn't it?
how about the Cows?
As I said, 2-horse race. Storm Panthers, but yeah, it depends how Cleary comes back.
Yeah.
Anyway, that could be a yarn for next week.
It would be.
I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
That's all from me.
That's all from me.
That's all from me.
See you
you
guys.
guys.